Hello, today I will be using content analysis to examine advertisement and editorial images from Cosmopolitan, which is a magazine that's usually aimed at young women who are in Gen Z or millennial age group. I think that makes this a strong choice for analyzing how mass media and popular culture kind of targets a specific demographic and how it helps shape ideas about gender, attractiveness, class, and also social norms. So the way I kind of used content analysis was to go through the magazine and kind of look for things that repeated, like imagery, the headlines, kind of the products, and like what the celebrities were saying and the celebrity endorsement, and also the overall message in the magazine. And I think the strongest patterns really are the ones that I analyze in the areas of focus, which were the sexual attractiveness, celebrity glamour, luxury consumption, and highly gendered forms of self-presentation, as well as beauty ideas and feminist standards. I think because this magazine is targeted towards young women, the ads are kind of selling an identity and a lifestyle. Um, Harsh describes the Cosmopolitan as a brand for young women and says that it covers what millennials and Gen Z readers really care about, which um, is sort of why I also analyze these pages. So next, how is the audience targeted? I think the women that are shown throughout the pages are really conventionally attractive. They're slim, they fit the body standard of what is conventionally attractive, they're usually very well styled, and they're camera ready. So like they pick people who are popular, like Blake Lively, Katy Perry, Gwen Stefani, and this kind of adds like prestige and aspiration because a lot of young women really look up to these women. I think the pages are also like really visually appealing, that the colors pop, they're glossy and really polished, and the tone is kind of like, I think, giving off beauty, confidence, and it just makes you feel like the magazine frames femininity as something you can build through like buying stuff in the magazine through consumption. um like if you buy the hair product, buy the makeup, buy the fragrance, or the fashion items they're selling, you sort of move closer to the better, ideal, more beautiful version of yourself. um I think that's kind of like a reason why mass media matters with sociology. It reflects culture, and it also sort of teaches like the way people are really affected by the things like they consume. So the first ad I wanted to analyze was the L'Oreal ad. I think the first thing I noticed was the gold color and like the flawless hair, and the celebrities that kind of endorsed this ad really gave it like a high value and sort of a glamorous feel. I think the product really wasn't marketed as like a basic hygiene product, the stuff you use every day. It's marketed like something that's gonna transform and change your life. So the message of the ad is that the reader can become like perfect or like more beautiful and more attractive and socially valued through using the product, which is a good example of socialization because media sort of teaches people that it teaches people what kinds of bodies and appearances are rewarded and accepted by society. And this also shows impression management because the ad suggests, I think, that the outward appearance of like a woman is expected to be carefully managed, sort of like to make sure like everything you're presenting is perfect and good, and it's of like the right what you want to correctly portray to other people. And doing some research on gender in advertising, it really showed that it's kind of a stereotype portrayal and still shapes our self perception and the social expectation, even when it's like packaged as empowerment and confidence for women, which ends up not really being that. So next are the makeup ads, which I think these ads kind of pretend to sell individuality, but they really just push more effectively the beauty standard. Here we have Katy Perry and Gwen Stefani, and they're kind of both thought of or like they tried to frame them as kind of unique in their own beauty standards, but they're only unique when like using the proper cosmetic styling and the performance that's really pushed to young women these days. I think this connects to Cooley's Looking Glass self, which says people develop their sense of self through how they imagine others see them. And I think these ads kind of tell the reader to see themselves through an imagined audience. And these ads also connect to like gender role socialization because they sort of teach femininity and viewing a woman should be expressive, attractive, um, like well managed through visuals and picture editing. Um, Even when the ads and the covers seem like they're playful, seem like they're edgy, seem like they're cool, there's still this underlying pressure to look a certain way, be a certain way, and act a certain way. So next we have sexuality and relationship, and I think some editorials and some of the ad pages kind of tied female value very close to being sexually desirable. I think the in the images, women are really posed to be looked at and to be admired and kind of to be wanted. When the message was about female empowerment, it wasn't really about empowering females. It was really just centering their body and trying to sell their body, even when the product was really not related to the female body. I think it kind of assumes like and kind of tells women what they should look like to be attractive and who they should be attracted to and who they should also attract. And I think it reflects objectification because it shows that a woman's body often just becomes the main selling tool, and it doesn't really matter what they're doing as long as they're showing off their body in some way. Uh, the article I read about this was I'm sorry, was a gender and media study that found stereotypes and objectification, and it really said that sexualization remains a common and remains extremely common and continues to influence like our beliefs about gender roles and also self-worth. Okay, next is class and lifestyle message, and I think for this one I chose luxury fragrance and beauty ads, and I think because luxury fragrance in these ads are a big status symbol, the visual style is usually really expensive and elegant and kind of emotionally distant from normal life, and it kind of signals to the reader that it's not just about buying the product. You're kind of buying an entrance into a more exclusive side of society, which here in sociology it connects to social stratification. I'm sorry, I don't think I pronounced that right. And also social economics status, social economic status, because I think classes because we learn that classes communicated symbolically through like brands, tastes, and also consumption. So they think because you can buy this higher end things, like you're higher up in the social structure. These ads kind of quietly assume that the ideal reader has kind of disposable income or wants like the lifestyle to seem like they have disposable income, which reinforces the idea that beauty and class and success all belong together. So next are the five sociological concepts applied. The first one is socialization because and because the media teaches values and expected behavior. The next is the gender role, socialization because the magazine repeatedly connects to like womanhood, to beauty, to how desirable we are, and sort of an emotional presentation of what a woman should be. Next is the looking glass self, which is represented because the reader are invited to kind of judge themselves through the eyes of others to like figure out who they should sort of be like. The fourth is the social stratification or social economic status because luxury brands polish the imagery to kind of communicate prestige and class and where you should be in society. And the very last one is intersectionality because it kind of shows that the ideal woman in many of these pages are not really shaped by gender alone. They're shaped by their race, their class, their age, the beauty norms, all at the same time. Overall, the broader message of the article is that young women are expected to work on themselves constantly to be the beauty standards, to be in style, to manage their body and their desirability, and they're really treated as like the social duties of young women. The article sort of suggests that consumption is the path to confidence and to gaining everything you need in society, which the means like they kind of do more than selling product. They like reinforce the social standards that women should really have for themselves. Just to conclude everything we'll be talking about, we found that the Cosmopolitan magazines really target young women through a mix of beauty ideals, kind of celebrity culture, desirability, upscale lifestyle imagery, and a few more things. The ads also effect are really effective because they kind of connect a product to deeper social meanings like confidence, femininity, status, and also belonging. And even though these pages kind of look harmless and they look like just normal beauty and fashion, inside they're really shaping how our young women are thinking about themselves and also like thinking about how they should be in society. It's kind of like a cultural lesson about gender and class and also social power. And here are my references. Thank you so much for listening.